the mood I was in is very clearly reflected in that song.
Because it's very different from all the other songs.
I was homesick.
You were homesick.
Yeah, feeling particularly low, you know. That's why the opening line, whenever I'm feeling low. So when this Singapore boy becomes a Japanese artist, an artist in Japan, the whole of Asia takes notice. Because nobody else could get in. Wow. The last person who could get in was Teresa Teng.
What is it we can do for us to make it happen?
Make what happen?
Singapore identity through music.
The critical step to make it happen is to not make it happen.
Yeah.
Don't try. The more you try, the more forced it is. It's just like trying to make a national language, an original language. We do have it. It's called Singlish.
Yes.
So we already have it, you know. So and that just happened. You know, don't make it happen. Just let it be, and it will come.
Hi, Dick.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Here's a drink.
Hi, so I prepared for you some refreshments. So what we have here is the sparkling sake from Japan. And this is made in Saitama in the small brewery of Kamaya. And it's made by the only Indian master sake sommelier in Japan.
Oh, really?
Wow.
There is one.
Yes, please.
And just for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Wow, what a great welcome.
Enjoy.
So we're going to watch this together.
Singapore's own Hit Chung and lyrics by Dick Lee. Song in English and in Chinese. This song
This is from 1998.
98.
The first time it appeared.
First time it appeared. I remember it. Were you in the audience?
No, I was
You
living abroad at the
You were in
time.
Hong Kong when
Yeah,
you wrote
that's
the
right.
song as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't come down for this.
No, I wasn't invited.
It was an instant hit, I remember.
Also, she was very
She was-
popular at that time. She was like, on the way up.
But she rendered it very well.
Sweet and sure, sail down the river which brings us light, winding through my Singapore. This is home truly, where I know I must be, where my dreams wait for me, where the river always flows. This is home, surely, as my senses tell me. This is where I won't be alone. For this is where I know it's home.
Did you choose her
Yeah,
to sing it?
yeah.
What were your reasons for choosing her?
I was already working with her in a musical in Hong Kong called
Okay.
Snow Wolf Lake. Yeah.
Okay.
A Jackie Chung musical, in which she was cast. So I was kind of like, I wrote that musical. I wrote most of the songs in the musical, and I was involved in the production, helping them. I helped Jackie Chung to create the musical, basically. And so,
Wow.
yeah, she was in that.
What a sensation. That was 1998, National Day Parade.
Yeah.
And your song, Home, the one you wrote, I remember it so vividly, watching it from home. And there was something special about it. Couldn't quite put your finger on it then.
Was it the first time you heard it?
First time.
Okay.
First time I heard it. I know that it was played before a few times. But tell me, were you involved in selecting Kit Chan?
Yes. Because this song was actually written for the Sing Singapore campaign. It wasn't for NDP. You know a bit about the background? How it ended up
tell us
in
the
NDP?
background.
Well, Sing Singapore was a song festival that was put up by the Ministry
of Culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
And every year they did a little festival and got people to sing songs that, hopefully building a Singapore songbook.
Yeah.
And they sang folk songs, and they also commissioned new songs. So that year, 1997, I took part. I was invited to submit a song, so I wrote Home. And
And was it Sydney who prompted you as well? Because you were not in Singapore at that time.
No, I don't know. I think I got the call from the ministry
Okay, to participate.
to submit.
Okay,
Like
okay.
5 of us or 4 of us, and home got selected. And an interesting point is that we were given a theme for that year, which was the Singapore River.
Ah,
If you look at the lyric, you will
Yes,
see
yes.
that Singapore River does appear quite a lot in it. And that's because,
You had to.
That's why I want. There are lots of Singapore River mentions. Anyway, so Sydney was on the committee, the selection committee, as well
okay.
as the chairman of NDP the following year.
okay.
He was sitting in
Following
it
year
too.
meaning 1998.
Yeah, he was. So he liked it,
Hmm.
and he put it in NDP,
Okay.
not as a theme song, but just as a
Opening song, the opening
an
act.
opening
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah. How was Kit Chan picked for this? Because
Oh, so
it was
we had
perfect.
to pick a singer. We picked a singer.
We meaning?
The committee,
And including you.
Let's say when the song was selected, then I had a bit of a say in who would sing it and everything. And I had already been working with her.
Where?
So in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong.
So we were working on a musical which I had written for Jackie Chung.
In Hong
A
Kong.
big show, yeah, and she was cast in it. And yeah, and that's how we ended up choosing her. And also her star was in the ascendant
Okay.
at that time. She was very big in Taiwan and getting big in Hong Kong as well. So she was a kind of a regional star at that time.
And you were already kind of established in Japan at that time, I remember.
Yes, I had.
How did you end up
already-
going to Japan?
Wow, that's a long story. I mean, let me try and put it in a nutshell. I had released a whole bunch of albums,
Yeah.
and the 8th one I did was called The Mad Chinaman.
Mad Chinaman.
And it got the notice of a journalist who had been following my career, a Japanese
Japanese
yeah.
journalist, yeah.
So he basically liked it so much, he sort of promoted it for me in Japan and got the attention of producers, and the journalists there loved it. I had
What
great
was it?
reviews.
What did they like? For the Japanese to like it?
I
what
think
was
it was, first of all, it was a time of world music. There was a lot of world music things. Remember Paul Simon
Yes,
doing
yes,
the
Paul
African
Simon,
thing?
yeah.
It was just nothing from Asia, other than the Yellow Magic Orchestra, some Japanese groups that appeared like 10 years before that, in the 70s. So my music represented a kind of, because multicultural, it was like all of Asia in one package. It was something fresh, something they never heard, and packaged in a kind of urban, contemporary pop style. It was just me doing my crazy stuff. And then they seemed to like it. And
the concept of a mad Chinaman.
yeah, they liked that. It was crazy. And also it was fresh. They never heard anything like that before. And it was just me trying to express myself as a Singaporean. And they recognized that it was Singaporean in some way. And this was very important, an important thing that for me, because I had been looking for that Singapore sound all my career up to that point.
And this was your 8th album, right?
Yeah.
Mad Chinaman.
Yeah.
The 8th.
So my first album was my first attempt at doing a Singapore thing in 1974. I did
Fried
my
Rice Paradise.
Yeah, that was my first Singapore attempt, which flopped miserably because 1974, who cared about being Singaporean? Who cared about identity?
You were what, 16, 17?
17, yeah.
In that lousy school, SGI.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks to SGI, I'm a musician, I think, because I did a
Yeah.
lot of music in school.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I mean, your formative year, I'm a few years younger than you in RI.
Across the road.
Well, I spent 5 months in the old Brass Bazaar. And then I was secondary one, and we marched down to Grange Road from there.
Oh, I see.
But many of us actually ended up fighting for the preservation of SGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
right.
fought for it, and even though in the football field we were enemies,
Yeah.
But I remember growing up, Sec 1, Sec 2, hearing about this mad Chinaman called Dick Lee.
Yeah, from SGI.
From SGI right across. Then we saw you on TV. You started making some appearances on TV, and at that point you were not that well known, but people saw you as, wow, a schoolboy, singing and doing this stuff.
You see, I did a lot of TV in the 70s because there were local TV shows, aplenty. Like
Plenty.
there were every week about 3 or 4 local shows.
Yeah.
And not many local singers.
That's true.
So I ended up doing a lot of TV shows and the entertainment shows on Channel 5. And that's also because I had an album. One album, but I had an album. So,
Fried Rice Paradise.
Life Story it was called. The album was called Life Story, yeah.
With the song Fried Rice Paradise
in
in it. Yeah.
So I was a recording artist. So and I also had singing group. So and there was talent time. I just did all.
Yeah, you did all that.
Whatever I
full
could
gamut.
do. Yeah, whatever that I could do, I was there. That's the only way.
How did SGI sort of feed you with the energy and give you the license to do this? I'm sure the school played a part.
I think that it wasn't so academic and not really pushing you in that area so much. Also, there were lots of music clubs. I was in the choir. I was in a singing group. We took part in the school talent time. And
were you the school pianist?
No, not the. Yeah, in the choir. Yeah,
In the choir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we had a lot of interaction with CHIJ, St. Anthony's. There was a lot of that. Yeah,
Which
There's
is
a lot of
Chimes now.
concerts.
Yeah.
St. Anthony's round the corner. Remember?
Correct. Yes.
We had debates. We did debates.
Debates.
All right.
Yes. All right. Yes.
But so it was a very social sort of situation.
Yeah.
That whole area, if you recall, it was So it just, I guess, it inspired me to express myself. We even with my schoolmates, we were night clubbing at 15 years old.
Night clubbing.
Yeah, we were going
Typical
to clubs.
SGI boys.
Yeah, we were going out clubs, in Orchard Road. Those days, all the clubs were in Orchard Road.
Yeah.
So the nightlife was centered there. We'd be hanging out there. So it was quite different. If I had gone to ACS, which was my father's school, I would have turned out, I think, a bit differently.
No, because
I might be a doctor, like Sid.
because you were a fairly well-off kid. Several people assume you're from ACS.
Because my father was from ACS, but then he became a Catholic. So he converted, then he put us all in St.
SGI.
Michael's and SGI.
Your mother was a big inspiration for you, right?
Oh, yeah.
A big
absolutely.
supporter.
Huge. Yeah.
How? In what sense?
First of all, she was 13 years younger than my dad. And so we were quite close because I matured quite young. And I took her to nightclubs because she wanted to go. So she was my date. We traveled the world as Mr. and Mrs. Lee, right? And people thought I was her young husband. Yeah, so she sort of almost encouraged me. She was very musical. She was very sociable. She was a party animal at home. She was a great hostess. And she loved to dance. We all were dancing cha-cha and all that as children.
Where did you grow up? Where in Singapore?
Oh, Bukit Timah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she my father's the opposite of her, just would sit in the corner, but he would just watch, But she would encourage me, and then when I started to do crazy things like making music. She is the one that defended me to him.
Your dad wasn't
he didn't
in favor.
approve at all. Yeah.
Why?
I guess
Even though he would have seen the talent, right? It was quite unique.
I don't think he saw it as talent. He was running his father's company, which I was then supposed to take over, which is in stevedoring.
You as a stevedore? Okay.
They had quite a good concern going on in Bukom, Pulau Bukom. They ran the bus service there. They unloaded ships, cleaned ship.
Okay.
That was their business. And I'm the eldest grandson. I'm supposed to take over, but my mother sort of almost prevented me from doing that.
You would have been a disaster there. as a
I would have been
stevedore.
But anyway, my father closed the company at quite an early age. He retired quite young. And my mother made him do that.
You know your song. If I could just read one part of the lyrics. This is home truly, where I know I must be, where my dreams wait for me, where the river always flows. This is home surely, as my senses tell me. This is where I won't be alone, for this is where I know it's home. You know the line, this is where I won't be alone. That stood out for me.
This is written after, 7 years of living abroad,
Yeah.
basically really lonely, very homesick already.
Yeah.
Um,
and
making
7 years
transient friends.
continuously.
Yeah, I basically was away from 90 to 2000,
So Japan, Hong
then
Kong.
Hong Kong. Then I came back in 2001. So yeah, the mood I was in is very clearly reflected in that song.
Because it's very different from all the other songs
Yeah.
you've written. And
Yeah.
it's because of what you just said that
Yeah,
you were away.
I was homesick.
You were homesick.
Yeah, feeling particularly low. That's why the opening line, whenever I'm feeling low,
Low.
and that by the way had a lot of resistance from the committee, because they said, how can you start a song with whenever I'm feeling low? I mean, what kind of like feel good song is that? But Sydney fought for that. Fought for the fact that why must everything be rah rah?
When I look at your keynote performances, Fried Rice Paradise, the song, like it was almost like a jingle for a lot of people growing up then,
And it was in this year's NDP.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's still
No, it's
around.
there, it's there, and people get it. These are tunes that people sing along to, and of course, Beauty World. I remember going in '88.
You saw the first production.
I saw the first production in '88 with my freshly minted wife. You probably know her, Audrey Pereira.
Oh yeah.
Audrey, Audrey's my wife.
I see.
So
you are Mr. Audrey
Mr.
Pereira.
Audrey Pereira.
Okay. Now I get it.
Ah.
Okay, it all makes sense now.
So Audrey and I went for Beauty World. We were blown. I mean, there was so much of energy, and I'll never forget one of those in the set, the stall, Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, and the dancing and everything was just so on point.
And it was sort of Singapore on stage.
Singapore.
Yeah.
And we were a bit, frankly, many of us were a bit tired of Miss Saigon and all this, We want something here. And it's always, all the others, Miss Saigon is seen through a Caucasian lens, Saigon. But this is us, unapologetically us.
And it was a wonderful time, the early days of
60s.
No, Beauty World was set in the 60s. But,
Set in the 60s, yeah.
but in the 80s, right? It came out. But it was the early days of Singapore being represented on stage and Singaporeans recognizing themselves.
Yeah.
It was really, I would say, the very formative years of our identity, the development of our identity. And based on the success of that, I did the Mad Chinaman. Because I thought, okay, now Singaporeans, I think they're ready. Because I had tried in the past to do Singapore things like Fried Rice Paradise and 1984, Life in a Lion City. I did an album about
That's
Singapore.
right.
And nobody was interested because the national songs had not appeared yet.
Yes.
They came in 1984.
Yeah. Fried Rice Paradise, wasn't it banned?
Yes, in the beginning.
You want to tell us about it? How you
Well,
caused a
it
stir
was.
at
I
that
just
time.
wrote. I thought I'd write a Singapore song, and how do you make a song Singaporean? It puts Singlish in,
Yeah.
and it was banned because of the Singlish. They found that we don't want to promote this kind of bad English.
But was it Singlish? It wasn't bad English.
It was Singlish, la,
saying la.
things like
Yeah, but it
idioms,
wasn't bad English. But it generated a national debate, right? I remember a lot of people.
Not then. It just got banned, quietly
But
banned.
I remember people were talking about it.
Okay, you're talking about Mad Chinaman.
Chinaman.
When I did Rasa Sayang, I
Yes,
did a
yes,
rap
yes.
in Singlish, and it was a rap, so it was
Rap,
more
yeah.
apparent. It was because it's spoken. That got banned, and that started a whole
Yes,
controversy.
you're right.
Yeah.
It was the Mad Chinaman.
But then the media fought for me, and Rasa Sayang became unbanned. And that's how my album became successful.
That was in 84.
89.
89.
Can you imagine as
Yeah.
late as 89?
Yeah, wow.
The government
I've
still.
got Beauty World here.
So So it's been produced how many
Wow.
times? 34 times.
Wow, amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about the life and times when you were growing up, SGI days? What was the environment like? What was the mood like? Because what I find interesting is because we have someone like you who grew up with the nation, and you have this special talent, a gift to turn that into music and songs. In a way, you help to author the people's history of Singapore. When you say people's history, how Singapore evolved through the eyes of different individuals.
Yeah.
Theatre, music, and so on. So if you could share some of your observations of that time, be wonderful for our viewers.
I mean, to wrap everything up nicely, I've always been trying to find my Singapore identity through my work. And my work happens to cover quite a few things.
Right.
I've been in theatre, I've done music, film even. So I realized that we didn't have our own culture. Okay, this is when I wrote Fried Rice Paradise and it got banned.
Yeah.
Because that made me feel, it's not good to express. Singaporeanisms are not good. Go somewhere else, So I've always had this sort of stigma about being Singaporean, but I felt that it cannot be because when I try to be too Western, I'm not. I'm Asian. People see that I'm Asian. And one music publisher even told me that the most interesting thing about me was that I was Asian. So why is that not represented in my music? I said, in my heart, I said, I did try, but then it got banned.
Yeah.
So I've always kept trying, So the times, the 70s was, historically, it was like the ice age of pop music in Singapore, local music. In the 60s, there was a huge boom.
Yeah.
Then everything collapsed in the late 60s.
Why did it collapse?
A few reasons. One was long hair. If you have long hair,
yeah,
you are
yeah.
a drug addict, and the ball band boys are there, therefore drug addicts, that kind of thing. NS was started, so people,
Yeah.
all the bands got enlisted.
Yep.
Tax, the nightclubs started to pay entertainment tax. So a lot of these
Hard to sustain.
Yeah. So suddenly everybody just died. All the bands just stopped.
What were the key bands at that time when you were
The
in school?
Quest, the Trailers, Heather and the Thunderbirds, Naomi and the Boys. So I was listening to all of these bands when I was a kid.
And you would have been very young.
I
How
was
would
a child in my primary school.
And you would go?
I was listening to them on a record, by
Rediffusion.
record, Rediffusion. And then when I was a teenager, I wanted to become a musician, but there was no industry. The only thing I could do was take part in talent time.
Talent time.
And there were hundreds of talent time. Every day there's a talent time.
As
I
well
can
as
take
the SBC talent time? Singapore Broadcasting Corporation?
RTS.
RTS.
those days.
Before SBC, Radio Television Singapore.
I only took part in RTS talent time in 1972, I think. But so that around that period.
Okay.
And then I was also on TV. So I did music. I did gigs. I played gigs, but played requests. I played in a bar, play organ, happy hour, that kind of. I did all of that. And I realized that, it was just like not what I wanted to do because I was writing already.
Yes,
Nobody wanted
yes.
to hear my songs. So I told myself in the 70s, like, if I can't do my own songs, then I don't want to be a musician. And so I started to do other things. Like I got into fashion. I went to study fashion in London. Yeah. My mother had a boutique, so that's how I was able to design.
But do you think all of those things helped you make the person that you became?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Because I dabbled in everything and it's all lifestyle related.
Yes.
And it's all pop culture related. And by doing all these things, I started to find the Singaporeanness in everything.
So, what is the Singaporean in you? How would you
At
describe
that time,
it? At
at that time, it was very hard to define because we didn't have a strong sense of who we were in the 70s, even in the 80s. In the 80s, there was no interest in, everyone was trying to just make money, get out of third world. That's how I
Yeah.
see the country. And it was all about money, business, Culture-wise, we had traditional culture, which isn't from us originally.
Yes.
And then we have Western culture. So there was like never the twain shall meet kind of thing. So it was very hard to sort of meld it.
You're not really culturally that Chinese, right?
I'm Peranakan, so I don't even speak Chinese.
More Malay, right?
Malay was my second language in school because those days you could
And
choose.
also at home, you speak English and Malay.
English and Cantonese.
Cantonese.
Because of my mom. My mom could speak Cantonese, although it was mainly an English-speaking household. But the Chineseness, the Chinese side of things, to this day, I can't speak Chinese.
Yeah, because I had people ask me, how come you never went into, because the Chinese medium would have been a lot more lucrative.
Well, what you don't know is that about 70% of all my published songs are Chinese. I have written more Chinese songs than English songs because I can speak Cantonese thanks to my mom. And because of that, I was able to work in Hong Kong.
Yep.
And I worked in Hong Kong in the 90s when the Hong Kong music scene dominated the Chinese world.
Right.
For a long time, from Shaw Brothers and Bruce Lee, all the Hong Kong movies and the Canto pop stars.
Yes.
So Hong Kong was the epicenter of Chinese pop culture. And I was there. This Singapore boy ended up there because I could speak a bit of Chinese. And I started
Chinese
to
meaning
know
Cantonese.
Cantonese, yeah.
Yeah.
And I ended up meeting, the stars aligned for me. And I started writing for the superstars. And then once you write for one, everybody wants your songs. So I started to write a lot of songs all through the 90s. Not the lyrics, only the music.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, only the tunes. And my biggest hits of my career tend to be Cantonese songs.
And who are the big names, Hong Kong big names that you...
The biggest song I have is written for Leslie Cheung.
Leslie Cheung.
Yeah, who was a movie star. And I wrote a theme song for his movie called She's a Man, He's a Woman. Yeah. And this song called Zui is still earning me royalties today. And
sing us a few lines.
一追再追，只想追趕生命裏一分。
I remember that. Yeah.
It's a karaoke hit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I won my first Hong Kong Academy Film Award from that film. And
How
then,
old were you then?
Huh?
You were in the early 30s?
I would be in my mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mid-30s, yeah. Or late 30s, I would say. And then it ended with the musical that I told you about that Kit Chan was in, called Snowflake, which was another big, super mega hit. And to me, marked the end of the whole Cantopop era because it was in 97, 98. China took over.
97,
There was this big show, and I've got some big songs some famous songs from there as well. So those two sort of like ended.
Wow. You went to Japan, Hong Kong, and made a big name. When you came back, you were big. Kit Chan went to Hong Kong, Taipei. Stephanie Sun, J.J. Lin, all of them made a name for themselves when they went abroad. And why is it always the case where you got to make a name for yourself beyond the shores of Singapore before you?
I beg to differ.
Okay.
I mean, in my time, first of all, I can't speak Mandarin, so Taiwan was not an option.
Yeah.
But then Taiwan wasn't an option. Taiwan wasn't cool
At that point,
Yeah, it was all about Hong Kong, and I could speak Cantonese, right? So one advantage. The other thing is that, so I was there. I was active in the time when Hong Kong was the thing, and for people like JJ, Stephanie, they sing in Mandarin, right? And Kit. So Taiwan was for a time the epicenter. Then it shifted. After 1997, it shifted to Taiwan. So Mandopop became popular. And that's where they started to rise.
Right. Stephanie Sun.
Yeah, and JJ Lin.
JJ
and
Lin.
people like them, like Tanya Chua.
Tanya Chua, yeah.
And now Taiwan is sort of like the leader culturally in terms of pop music, Chinese pop music. Although China is coming up very strong, but China is feeding their own market. They don't. People outside the diaspora are not so interested in China pop artists, from what I can see.
Yeah.
Also because Korea has suddenly come up, and so that's taken over. That's
right,
taken the
that's
attention of a lot of Asian people. But me going to Japan was a huge deal because it was at that time the biggest, most sophisticated entertainment market in Asia. And nobody could penetrate it.
You're talking about Tokyo?
Japan.
Japan as a
Yeah,
whole.
Japan because before K-pop,
all the other big cities.
before K-pop, there was J-pop.
Yes.
So J-pop was the dominant Asian pop culture in the world. In 1964, Sukiyaki was number one in Billboard in the States, you know. So it was about Japan. This is before Gangnam Style, right?
Yeah.
And so to get in there, nobody could get in there. But this Singapore boy suddenly appeared there. When I
that
appeared,
journalist.
from that journalist, my album, I was under Warner in Singapore, my contract was signed to Japan Warner. So I moved to Japan. That's why I moved to Japan. And I moved my career there. So when this Singapore boy becomes a Japanese artist, an artist in Japan, the whole of Asia takes notice because nobody else could get in. The last person who could get in was Teresa Teng in the maybe 70s. Yeah.
You must have been hell of a nervous.
I didn't want to go. I lost 10 pounds, 5 kg just worrying about it because I had a business, a successful business. I was about to open Boom Boom Room.
At that time.
Yeah, that was just going to open, and then I had to leave my business and move there, and everything was scary.
No, but and you were the first Singaporean, right, to actually go abroad and make a name. Was there anyone before you?
I guess you could say, maybe not on that scale. Maybe
Who else went before you?
I guess you would say the Quest. Anita Sarawak also played around Asia, but they played
not the scale.
Yeah, they were more like nightclub artists.
Yeah.
They played clubs, you know.
Right.
Whereas I had albums.
They did well?
Yeah, fairly. I mean, enough for me to be there for.
Are you still getting royalties?
Yeah, some.
Wow.
I still get commissions to write songs for Japanese artists.
Wow.
Like every year I get like 2 or 3. So I'm kind of like, I established myself, I would say. But the thing I wanted to say was that the thing that helped me was that by going there, I started to realize that, hey, we have something. We in Singapore have something that people can recognize, that people can identify, but we can't. But it takes a whole other country, a culture to recognize my music as something that's Singaporean.
Going forward, what is it we can do, is within our means, based on everything that you've shared, for us to make it happen?
Make what happen?
Singapore identity through music. It's not, the penny hasn't dropped yet, in my view.
Oh, definitely not. No, we're just 60 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, which country's identity is formed in 60 years? I mean, it's not easy. It's not impossible, but I would say that we do have something already. Okay, I'll give you an example. When I was doing the Mad China Man, I wanted to say honor our multicultural background. So I used Chinese songs, folk songs, Indian song, Mustafa, which is not
Mustafa,
Indian actually, it's Egyptian. But, but I did it as Bollywood, I had Rasa Sayang and things like that. So I used folk songs. I realized that we didn't have our own folk songs, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so it became a kind of an aim for me to work towards developing our own folk song. And now Home is...
It's like a folk song.
Because the folks sing it. I mean, that's how folk songs evolve, right?
Yeah.
And I never asked them to sing it. They just sing it. It somehow makes an appearance all the time, not only in National Day anymore.
Yes.
It's here and there when people get together and they want to sing a Singapore song, They sing home rather than.
I mean, there's so
Madura.
much of love and affection for the song, and it's not the same as Stand Up for Singapore and
No.
all the others. It's got a very unique and very special place, and that's why that one, Beauty World, these are uniquely Singaporean. You can't take that away, and I don't think anyone else has done that.
So for you to say that
Yeah.
means you recognize that we do have something.
We do have
We just
something.
have to build on it.
But question is, what do we need to do? What's the critical step in making it happen?
The critical step to make it happen is to not make it happen.
Yeah.
Is to just
Let it be.
let it
Don't
be.
interfere.
Don't try. The more you try, the more forced it is. I just want to remind you of the times we had the search for the national dress. Oh my
That
goodness.
was grotesque.
Yeah.
Grotesque.
But grotesque as it was, I find it fascinating. That I mean, this is how
This
we,
is your design lens, is it?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just like trying to make a national language, an original language. We do have it. It's called Singlish.
Yes.
So we already have it, So and that just happened. Don't make it happen. Just let it be, and it will come.
That's a wonderful way to end this interview, and it's such a privilege doing this with you. And I'd like to end perhaps by having us watch you singing Home.
There's a place that will stay within me, wherever I may choose to go. I will always recall the city, know every street and shore. Sail down that river which brings us life, winding through my Singapore. This is home, truly.
There's a certain quality in the way you sing it. It's not a performance. This is sharing.
This is how I wrote it.
And
Basically on the
you
piano.
did it in 1 hour, I heard.
Yeah, less than that.
As my senses tell me, this is where I won't be alone. For this is where I know it's home. This is home, truly, where I know I must be, where my dreams wait for me, where that river always flows. This is home, surely, as my senses tell me. This is where I won't be alone. For this is where I know I'm home.
So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Dig. Thank you.